Welcome. Tonight's program will dive deep into fringe knowledge of lost, hidden, and suppressed truths about the nature of our reality. The decoding process can be uncomfortable and at times frightening. However, you are not alone on this journey of understanding. Welcome to the Shadow Band Podcast.
That was sick.
Very sick. That was ill. I loved it.
Hell.
That's cool. I like the countdown. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, I figured it's smart because it gives me a second to make sure we're actually live on everything, so I don't have to do it live.
Yeah, tight.
You know, so
We're getting better at this, man. We're getting better.
hey, you just practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
So what's up, man? How you doing?
All right. It's a little hot in here.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I got hit with the sweats real quick. Tummy's hot.
So nice out. Open up a window.
Homeless might bust in here. I
Or
keep this
drone.
place locked up like Fort Knox, dude.
You might have a drone fly through and keep it open.
They'll be like, "Oh, what's that guy doing in there? He's streaming. You want a podcast?"
I remember the first few episodes, man. I used to be sketched out walking out of your house, right?
Dude, there'd be a van sitting outside.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no doubt they were listening.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Because we were going deep, like Saturn Death Cult deep.
Yeah, man. Which, oddly enough, I listened to a crazy podcast today about cults, and it was pretty spooky.
Which cult?
Pretty spooky. It wasn't about any particular cult, but it was about a guy who deprograms people out of cults. And one of the things that Home Slice was saying was like, there's a startling amount of doctors that are part of cults. And I was like, well, of course. You know, the experts.
The good old experts. Trust them. No matter
The old
whatever they say.
experts.
Speaking of trusting, what happened? Please run Camera Hub to use Elgato Virtual Camera.
What
You
happened?
gotta open your Camera Hub app.
I have it.
Oh.
No, maybe I didn't. I might have clicked out of it on accident.
Oh.
It's
flowing.
it's always something, man. But we're back. Back.
That's good shit. Hey,
All
but
right.
yeah, speaking of trust the experts, man, have you, like every other schmuck in the world, been paying attention to the drone shit that's going on?
Dude, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't.
What if you had? I mean, what have you heard? Where are you at on this? Just kind of fill me in where you're at, and I'll fill you in where I'm at. And we'll see if we.
All right. So I'm seeing what clearly looks like drones. Advanced stuff. This is where you can't tell anything, right? So first video I saw was like they're shooting at stuff in New Jersey, right? And it's a picture of a drone, or not a video. It's a video of a drone. It looks like a drone, and you could see like the coming out the drone at night, and it's like, are you kidding me? I'm okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. How do I get my other camera back? I'll just sit on the green screen, dude.
What is it? Is it like an upgrade you have to get or something? Is it like
You can't switch cameras. Pause, dude.
Do I need to stop it?
No. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
No problem. Well, there he goes. And just like that, we were down to one. But yeah, no, anybody who is watching right now, really, I just wanted to get into the drone shit like everybody else who's talking about it right now. I feel like if there's a massive psyop, we all might as well participate. Look who's in the chat. We got Craft King, Fist of Hamulon. Where's Frank, dude? We got Kid in the chat. I'm quiet, dude. What the fuck, dude? Hold on. Hold up.
Regular.
Hey, do me a favor. Turn your mic down because apparently mine is super quiet again. I don't know how to fix that.
Me down, and then you're gonna crank.
Yeah, and I'm gonna crank now. In the chat, Kid, is this good? Are we good right now?
Or are we at the same level?
You need IT support. Yeah, I do need IT
We
support.
both
I
do, dude.
absolutely do. I'm literally technologically illiterate, man. Like doing this and trying to.
Yeah, your fader's only hitting about mid, and I'm just touching yellow.
Okay.
You got any more gain on there
So-
you can pull?
If I do this, does that make it a little better?
It's a little better for me.
Okay. Well, we'll fire off with this then. So yeah, continue your train.
All
of
right,
thought.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So I see the drone, right, and it's shooting, and it's at night, right, and you see. Now I'm thinking to myself, who's firing FMJ, right, tracer rounds at night? Can you really see every single bullet that gets shot? Like, what kind of rounds are these that are just looking like laser beams coming out, right? So a little thrown off, right? Could be they're shooting at it, and the video is just played in reverse, so it looks like it's shooting at us. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're being deceived on that level. Who knows? But then I saw a video of a guy going over an overpass, and there's like a huge, like SUV sized crash drone on the interstate. And there's like 12, 13, 14 police officers all surrounding it. And I'm like, oh man, that's a big drone. I know big drones exist, right? Then it's like they're orbiting this way and that way, and it's like all these multicolors, and it's like these like configurations that are floating and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, okay, what is that? Is that the same thing? You know, is this Bluebeam? What is this? So currently, I don't know. That's where I stand.
Well, we had a long talk. I've actually had like 2 or 3 long talks about this now with different people from a bunch of different perspectives. I've been kind of watching like what the news cycle has been about it. I've been watching what social media's, buzz is about it. And like, I think right now, the overall consensus for most people who are kind of like actually thinking about this is that there's probably some effort underway to find something, right? The government is looking for something because, from what I understand, this is from Jeremy over on Infinite Rabbit Hole, these drones are flying within FAA regulations. They have the lights, they have the reds, the greens, the whites, they're flying in the whatever altitudes they're supposed to be flying in, and these types of things, right? So, and this is why the government's saying it's not a threat. Like they're flying, the government's literally come out already and said like, hey, first of all, they said we don't know what it is, but it's not a threat. So what does that tell you?
I don't know who that guy is, but he's pretty cool. That's what it is. It's like, well, something. He's a guy.
Right. Yeah, something.
Something.
You don't have to know he's pretty cool not to worry.
Exactly. So yeah.
And it just makes sense that they're probably looking for something. There's been nukes that have gone missing in Ukraine, apparently. I don't know if this is true, but this is the buzz, right? The buzz is apparently there's nukes that went missing in Ukraine a few months ago. And this isn't totally new. Right? Apparently the nukes get lost all the time. Not all the time, but it's happened before. Okay.
Right. We've lost billions of dollars as well.
Numerous nukes. Okay. But yeah, some went missing in Ukraine. Apparently there's they know of, from what I understand, some cargo ships that might be carrying one of these into the United States. And all of these drone swarms have been kind of like mapped out to be around these port areas and then like going out from there. So it almost seems like Were they bringing something into the ports and then like these things are kind of scanning out, looking for whatever?
That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Because with the other problem is you get the grifters that are like, oh, I can, edit a video real quick and go viral. My channel will get hundreds of,
So many fake videos, dude. It's so hard. Like if you look for like just drones or drones in New Jersey, bro, like there's just so many random, dude, even, oh, this isn't a surprise, but like all these mainstream news outlets have all put up fake videos and old videos and, just like,
yeah.
So it's hard to say, but, and even, is there even really drones? Right? Somebody that I know personally called me the other day and said, hey, I saw one, but this was in Florida. So I'm like, okay, are you just saying that? Or
I
did you
heard
really
there's
see
sightings in
one?
Florida.
Or is it just a drone? Because people do have drones.
Yep.
But it does make sense that there's definitely something going on, right? And it's big enough for the government to be like, hey, don't worry about it. So it's, to me,
Yeah.
it seems like embarrassing if they say, hey, look, we just didn't want to tell you guys that there's a nuke on the loose.
Well, Jade was saying that there's video of Musk from back in like October talking about drone warfare. Like that's going to be one of the next big battles. Is like drone warfare and all that sort of thing. And it's like maybe these aren't friendlies. Maybe these aren't like hostiles. They're not attacking, but they're not ours. Maybe spy balloons were first. Now it's spy drones.
Well, yeah, Jake said something last night too. He said, there's this whole threat that's coming from Al Qaeda and the Taliban and ISIS and all this. We left that whole spot just with all the gear, just left.
Oh,
and
I
they've been
didn't
doing
think of that.
They've been doing some serious training. Dude, you listen to Sean Ryan, bro. Listen to what's the one? I listened to it today because he was talking about it last night on the show, and I was like, oh, let me go listen to that episode. What's her name? Hold on, let me shout this out properly. It's Sean Ryan show, and it's damn, I'm a terrible person. I don't know. Sarah
Maxine
Adams.
Waters? Oh.
Sarah Adams, right? And she's talking about all this, the training camps that they've been doing over there, the millions and millions, the billions of dollars that have funneled through Al Qaeda and into all these other terror groups. They basically, from what I understand, all these terror organizations, Hezbollah, Al Qaeda, all of them have kind of joined forces since we pulled out of Afghanistan. They've all kind of just joined forces, and they're like, okay, and they're doing these waves of attacks, right, against us and against Europe and Israel, right? October 7th was apparently like the first one, the dry run, the beta. So she's talking about they've already sent like 1,000 of these trained fighters, and they're already here in the United States.
Ooh, I don't like that.
And then like
Al
Qaeda wants 60,000 dead by the end of it, and all of them are to the death. By the way, they will fight to the death.
Oh yeah.
And anybody thinks that this is crazy. I mean, I don't know. This all could be a psyop, right? I always think about this when I listen to like Sean Ryan show. Sean Ryan was in the CIA, and Sarah Adams is in the CIA or was in the CIA also. So it's like, okay, so now I always have like a bit of skepticism, right? Because Sean
Was
Ryan
he CIA or
especially
SEALs?
Both.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Both. Right. So, but you have this counter culture type thing, right? There's a big push lately to be like against the government, right? Like the government shitty. And most of that's because Biden sucks, right? Let's be real. But there's like a big push from a lot of people now where it's like, oh, let's question the government. And whenever there's the big movements, we always talk about this. Whenever there's like a big movement in culture or like social movements and stuff like this, you always have to assume, because they always do, that the intel agencies are infiltrating and seeding and manipulating and steering these movements in certain ways, right? It's to keep the duality is what it is. It's to keep the left versus the right, or the black versus the white, or the rich versus the poor. Like it's just this. They always do this thing, and as much as I enjoy Sean Ryan's podcast, it's like, bro, you were in the CIA, and you're very much like one of the top guys that are like questioning the government and have some authority to, because you were a Navy SEAL and you were in the CIA. So when you say things like the government shouldn't be doing, like paying the Taliban $80 million a week, we're all like, hell yeah, they shouldn't, Sean Ryan. Like, you would know. And then at the same time, it's like, but wait.
Is that what the government wants me to be saying right now?
You know,
are they radicalizing us?
I don't. Well, yes. Always.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. They got to make an enemy. So, I mean, that's what they've been doing, right? That's what the Department of Defense and all that, they were like, oh, if you're anti this and, you know, showing up to school meetings and wanting your kids to not be getting state curriculum, then you're a domestic terrorist. So it's like, yeah, you're going to radicalize us and maybe, you know, I don't want to say put a couple guys out there, but like let them get real First Amendment and then we put the clamp down.
Here it is. Look, this is the dude I was telling you about right here. Saw a drone the size of a car above Casadega, Florida, just the other day, 10 p.m. He called me. He called me while I was live, so I couldn't pick up the phone. Right? Craft King says that was just Frank flying in from his business meeting in a quadcopter. Yeah, Frank does have some billionaire toys that nobody really takes into account. But yeah, he said dead serious on my kids. My wife pointed it out, and I was like, okay, and laughed. Pulled my head out, stopped the whole car with all my kids, looked up, and sure enough, it was a drone. Listen, I don't doubt that you saw a drone. My whole thing is like, was it one of these same type of drones that are being spotted like up in the Northeast and in like other parts of the country? Because there are a shitload of drones, right? Like everybody has a fucking drone. I've lost a couple in the woods. I don't
big
have
ones too. People, I mean, you've seen the ones where people like put the quads together and then like put a chair on it and they can fly. Like there's some crazy stuff out there.
So the thing is like, let's just assume maybe they are looking for something. Maybe they are looking for a nuke or a dirty bomb or chemical bomb or whatever the hell they're looking for. I don't know. They're definitely doing some kind of like scanning, sweeping operation with these drones, right? If that's the case, that means there's something crazy. I haven't heard of any like a lot of reports here in Florida, right, from the internet at least. So when I hear one from somebody local and it's like, yo, I saw one, it's like, okay, well, let me not freak out and think that there might be a nuke nearby, because it might just be somebody else with their fucking drones, especially with all this activity going on. Like, of course, there's going to be copycats and assholes that are going to be like, let me put my drone up and fucking, you know, and there's just.
It's definitely like what I lean more toward is like, if there is a conspiracy here, right, it's quite possible and maybe even probable that if Bluebeam is around the corner and they want to start seeding the idea that stuff they put into the sky is aliens, this is a really easy way to like get the snowball effect of like people are already adding to the hysteria of it a little bit. You know, they're building the mythos into it already. There's the culture is just to get views, just to be a grifter, just to be part of like the, you know, like the culture is going to make it a thing. So it's less government propaganda. It's like, we'll just put some stuff in the sky and it looks weird. And then you guys do the rest.
I think that's a big part of it too. I think that the government, I mean, remember the good old quote, never let a good crisis go to waste, right? So I think what you have here is you have an operation going on. You have a search happening. Could be a nuke. That's the extreme, right? More likely, I think they're probably trying to search for some of these 1,000 insurgents that are here, right? Maybe they are. Maybe they're actually doing something right now, like trying to figure out like who's where and what are they doing. And they have these advanced drones with all kinds of scanners and who the fuck knows, X-rays and shit, who knows, right? So that's what I think they're doing. And I think that at the same time that that's happening, the internet's blowing up saying, hey, it's UAPs, it's aliens, right? That's what it started at first. Oh, there's UAPs. And as soon as that happened, the deep state was like, let it ride. Let it ride, muddy the waters, right? And then from there, it went to Iranian mothership drone, right? Did you hear that one?
No.
Yeah, the government said it was an Iranian mothership that was sending drones, that was parked off the coast of New Jersey, that was sending drones in. Then they retracted that.
I was just going to say, like, they meet FAA regulations or whatever. Could they be the insurgents? Like, did they bring drones over? and they're doing reconnaissance.
That could be the case too.
Shoot them down, guys. Like, shoot them down.
Well, the government said don't shoot them down, right? So it's like, it's weird. It makes you think
don't shoot the spy balloons either.
Yeah, well, those were definitely not spy balloons.
I mean, listen, shoot them down.
Don't shoot them down. You'll go to prison if you shoot them down, or have like a $5,000 fine. It's like
who's gonna know?
The slap on the wrist. I heard.
Who's gonna know? You'd be like, oh, this was old Josiah. No, like,
you'd be surprised. It depends on what kind of scanners and cameras they have on those drones.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna turn a camera right at you while you're like, oh.
Yep, you pop a shot at it, it's gonna know immediately. Just focus in. Retinal scan.
Retinal scan. They're gonna be like, well, your Whoop bracelet said your heart rate got high right before this thing got shot, and your air capacity lowered, and there's carbon in your lungs, so it's definitely you. All right, don't shoot them down, guys.
Yeah, but what
use rocks.
Yeah, don't do that. What I think is happening is, like, as this story is progressing on the internet and people are freaking out about it, the deep state is like letting that happen. They're probably even like egging it on, right? They're probably seeding a few videos out here and there, and they're putting an agent here and there for an interview, whatever they're doing to kind of just like push this narrative along of like, everybody freak out, like there's probably some shit happening. No, I think there's probably like an operation happening. They're probably looking for some shit. Probably looking for some of these insurgents, and then all this other shit is just chaos from the
it's just making it up. That's who's that guy with the big curly hair? The CIA guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
You know, he's got like the big hair, the big fro. Always wears the bandana. CIA guy.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
I forget his name, but that guy on the Sean Ryan show, man, we're just plugging Sean Ryan, guys. There's a whole section where he's talking about like some of the mythos and the mystique of the CIA and why don't they like squash some of the rumors about them. And he was saying that in the CIA, you let that stuff fly because the more unknown it is, the more nebulous they are, the more theories there are out there, the less sure anybody is of what they're actually doing. So you just let it fly. You let the reputation be what it is. You just let it fly. So you can operate in the shadows after that because people are like, well, who knows? That's pretty sick, dude.
There we go.
Yeah, it's timely.
Fit the theme here.
Yeah. That's tight.
But yeah, man, I don't know. A lot of people are freaking out about it. I was kind of worried about it last night after talking to these guys. To be honest, I got a little black pilled on it. I was like, oh shit, man. Like, is something going to go down? I even told Crystal when I left the house this morning, I was like, if anything goes down, like, you know where to go. You know what I mean? So
under the bed.
Under the oh shit. But as the day has gone on and I've kind of like looked a little more and I thought about it a little more, I'm like, man, I don't know, dude. Like, that's the psyop. That's always the psyop. They want you to be like super concerned and afraid and, you know, what's happening and like that is how the parasites feed. So I've just kind of tried to be like, you know what, man, no, it's they're doing a thing and then they're just letting the internet blow up about it so that the thing doesn't get exposed, whatever the thing is. Yeah. It could be. It doesn't have to be like as crazy as the insurgents thing, man. They could be looking for just some fucking dickhead with these awesome new drones that they have now, right? They're just like, hey, the local police departments have this shit, but nobody's saying anything. Or maybe it's the FBI. I don't know. Maybe they're looking for some dickhead. Who knows? Maybe they're really looking for the guy.
Could be an episode of Cops.
It could be an episode of Cops. Maybe they're looking for the guy who actually killed the CEO of the insurance company, right?
Because or actually shot at Trump.
Right, or the guy who actually shot... Yeah, maybe the guy who actually shot at Trump.
Who knows, dude?
Yeah, they could be looking for a lot of shit.
It could be. It could be nothing. It could be test flights. It could... But you know what it's not? You know what I'm going to go on record and say it's not? It's not the angels from Isaiah. I can tell you that. They're the FAA regulation angels.
Like, you sure they don't have like the lights on them? The fucking
look at this, and it's like the
I don't know. He's got like the starboard lights and the port light and the
yeah. It's not that. So, well, people kind of turn. God, this is what's so crazy, man. It's like, on one hand, people look at Musk and they'll be like, "Oh, this guy is going to be the savior of humanity," and then on the other hand, they'll be like, "Well, because he was posting stuff on X of like, this is a drone," and it's like not a drone, obviously, just making fun of the fact that everybody's saying that everything is a drone. And then the whole community's coming back and being like, well, why is he being so silent on this? And if it was a drone, he would know. Like, he should have an actual comment on what these things are. It's like, maybe he doesn't want to play into the dumminess. Maybe sometimes it's just best to hang out in the cut. Obviously, you just start feeding into the frenzy.
Yeah.
The second he comes out and says it's not something conspiracy and he says, oh, it's just like, it's an episode of Cops, people, Bustamante, that's it. I thought it was like Busty Mantis or something like that, but that's not it.
Andrew Busty Mantis.
Yeah, like if he were to come out and be like, oh, they're just testing out some video equipment, then they're going to be like, oh, he's a shill. Oh, he's covering for the government now that he's going to be part of it. And all it's like, so yeah, he should just shut up. No,
intergalactic gender hunters.
Whoa,
dude,
aim for the clavicle, dude.
Infinite Rabbit Hole. Jeremy, shout out to Jeremy. Hey, what is this, man? The Posse Comitatus Act means nothing to the government. Could you elaborate a little bit on that? Twitch raid me, bro. You won't send Mr. Beast over here.
You won't send J-Gould over here.
You won't send Russell Hyphen over here.
Bro, get me a Gould in the chat.
I still haven't found him. I didn't even look for him. I forgot to look for him on X. He's probably on there.
Bro, he's probably watched us, man. Think about that.
Yeah, he's probably our biggest fan in Uganda.
Could be. I mean, think about it. Think how many times we've talked about him. It's got to be in a search somewhere.
He's the algorithms
got to be recommended.
The algorithms have like synced up the situation for sure. Yeah, I don't know though. I'm not too worried about the drones, man. To be honest, not too worried about it.
Yeah. Unless here's something else it could be. How big of a drone crash, like, suicide drone could they have? Maybe they're testing, maybe they're doing dry runs on freaking dive bomb drones, kamikaze drones. That's kind of scary.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you could fuck people up with drones. They were dropping thermite out of drones in Ukraine. You seen those videos?
No. God.
Oh, yeah. So there's still, just so everybody knows, right? Everybody used to go on like the fun websites, right? Like rotten.com and like filecabbie.net and all these crazy websites where you could find like, gore and stuff. Remember that back in the day? Those websites still exist. And there's a lot of war footage from Ukraine and it's very brutal. But to watch the drones and what they're doing with the drones over there in the last like 2 years has been insane, bro. They're literally flying drones over like entrenched positions in tree lines and just dropping thermite. Just raining thermite through the trees as you're in this ditch. Never mind the ones that just, like you said, kamikaze ones.
Where's the Geneva Convention on this, dude?
Hey.
Like, we need some rules. We're getting into mustard gas territory.
Nah, just send them more money, man. It's fine.
I'm like, legit, dude. I would almost rather take my chances with gas. I can hold my breath. I'm not dodging a dang drone that's coming in at 200 miles an hour and all I hear is, and I'm dead. No.
Or it's raining thermite on you.
And some guy is just sitting in like another country, like, like gonna kill me, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
It's the most inhuman form of fighting we've had.
It really is. It's an act passed in the 1800s that prevents the federal government from using force against civilians and their property. Didn't they Jeremy? I don't know. Maybe you can look this up, or somebody can look this up. I think they just passed something or they amended something, and maybe it was that where they said that now they can actually use force on civilians.
I heard this. Biden just did this like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Biden did this. I'm pretty sure Biden did this. It's what they're using as excuse as to why they are not shooting them down. That's bullshit. So you're saying that if it's a commercially or like a commercial or a privately owned drone, that they can't shoot it down because it would be technically using force against civilians and their property? What if I'm flying that drone? What if I have a swarm of drones and I'm just flying them like indiscriminately? I guess I am flying them within the rules, but I'm just like, just setting them loose, you know?
Is that why they didn't take down the flights before they hit the...
I don't know, but you know what I did also hear? I don't know where I heard this. I can't remember. I have a terrible memory, that of a goldfish. But apparently there's been sightings of some of these drones like hovering over solar power plants and sucking the energy.
What?
Yeah, like, what do you call it? Like, what do you call wireless charging? Is that inductive charging?
Yeah, inductive.
Like, inductive charging for drones.
That's cool.
That's sick, right?
That's cool. Yeah, so they could take a drone from like super far away, put inductors and hit them across the ocean, and then land them over here and or crash them into something over here. That's sick.
I'm more upset about the fact that I don't have one of these cool drones with X-ray vision, isotope hunting scanners, and fucking inductive wireless charging from solar fields. That's the drone I want.
People are freaking out about the charging battery that DJI just put out, but they're apparently doing something pretty crazy with drones in New Jersey.
If they are in military space or threatening, then yes, we can use them in defense, but not if they aren't acting hostile.
What constitutes hostile, dude? They shot a lady in the face in the Capitol unarmed. They're a little loosey-goosey with hostile. Let's be honest.
They did do that.
Homie was selling loose cigarettes and they choked him to death. Let's see what hostile is. You know what I mean? Have you seen the video of Rodney King? Not very hostile.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
You know? And somehow, yeah, look. Hey, we keep getting the copyright stuff, by the way.
To you.
Can you hear that?
All I heard him say was to you.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
You shoot them down.
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
See, that's
That's
the
a
interesting-
hypocrite.
That's a hypocrite, man. That's
You
the
said
thing, bro.
they should tell. All right, well, what did you hear? I don't want to say. That's some bull crap. Not my
Well, you know,
president.
The thing is he's the thing is you know, he's not in office yet. He doesn't really have any like authority yet. So if this has been classified,
Exactly. So he should just be freaking firing.
if this has been classified, you know, designated under some specific classification, then maybe, you know, maybe legally he can't know about it until he's actually sworn in, or whatever the case might be.
Oh, you're right. He could be getting some secret squirrel stuff.
Or maybe he's not supposed to say something. I don't know, whatever the case is. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it is odd that he's like, have you been read into this? And he's like, I'm not gonna comment. It's like, come on, dude. Like, that's not a good way to start, bro. Like, this is the time you're supposed to be like, yeah, bro, I know exactly what this is.
Well, this is what I fear he's going to do second he gets in office. It's going to be like, yeah, we should release all the JFK stuff, and he gets in there and be like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Look, this is what makes it even. This is an op, dude. This is an op. because all that video did was make it more secret squirrel, would make it more spooky, when it is probably just some group of people flying drones.
That's what well, you know, I don't know about that. Like I said, I think that there is an operation happening. I just think that they let the internet buzz go, and they probably helped. They probably pushed the algorithm, whatever they did. They helped it go, because you know, if they're doing something, especially with like super high tech drones, right? Like maybe these drones are secret. That's why, like you said, when one crashed, they all swarmed in on it. Like, oh shit, like, you know, maybe there is just something about these drones is just top secret. So they're like, don't shoot at them, because if you shoot at them and it comes down, then we have a problem. All right. They're trying to scoop them up as quick as they can. There's probably an operation. They're looking for something. I don't think it's a nuke. That's insane. I mean, it's not insane. It's possible for sure. But first of all, I don't even think nukes are real. So, you know, they're looking for something else. But, you know, they just let the shit get blown out of proportion. It's a good soul food, literally soul food.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, could be. There could be some obscure. Yeah, that's what I said, man. That's what I said. So I said shoot them down. But I take that back. I redacted my statement. Don't shoot them down. You know, if you've got drones, maybe put them in Area 51. I don't know. Try that. Start there. But it could be people just like, you know, if somebody was wanting to see what Bill Gates is doing, big drone will do it. Go fly it. But the videos of it's shooting stuff, I'm like, I don't know about that, man. You've seen that one?
Of the UFO or of the drones shooting stuff?
Yeah. You seen that?
No.
Yeah, dude. There's a video. It's at night, and it's like a faraway video, and you can see like this thing, and you see all like the tracer bullets just like shooting down at like the ground.
No, I saw other ones where people are shooting up at them.
Oh, see, that's what I said. The one that I saw, it was shooting, but I'm like, what if this is reversed and people are shooting at it?
That's probably what it was.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's the flippy flops.
Well, you can't trust anything you see on the internet. The pictures, the videos, everything's fake. The picture that's our background right now with the drones, I literally made that fucking 30 seconds before we went live.
No, we did a photo shoot of that, dude.
Oh yeah, it's real. Those are our drones. Those are our drones flying around. Look. See?
Yeah. Look. Ooh, look at all the laser. Those are not. Those are red dots and green dots all over your back wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish that there wasn't so many like grifters out there that if you saw something online, you could be like, whoa, what is that? And then like look into it. But it's just too much. The second something happens, everybody's like, bah!
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people like when something happens. I think it's a good thing overall that a lot of people are talking about it like in mass, because it keeps those things from just getting like pushed under the rug. So on one hand, I'm like, okay, it's nice to see like the whole internet explode about something that's going on, because it's like it's kind of hard to push under the rug. But on the other hand, the chaos of it all, you can't, like you said, you can't trust anything you're seeing. There's people pulling up videos that are 10 years old and saying, here's one. There's fake videos. There's just all kinds of shit. And then you got the crazies. You got plenty of crazies out there that think they see a drone or they think they see a UAP.
Did you see this one?
It's just a plane.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but like there's a storm and then like freaking fire falling out of it. Have you seen that?
That's insane, dude. What is that?
I don't know, dude. There's a guy, he's in a helicopter. It's just like a helicopter pilot, and he's flying. And I mean, look at that. What the heck is that?
I mean, it looks like lightning, honestly.
It's moving
it's like
way
tracking
too slow.
up. It's like tracking up. Well, I've seen slow. You ever seen like
But the rest of it's going too fast for that to be slow, is what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if that's going slow, that cloud should be moving, like shouldn't even be moving, but it is. Everything is moving very fast. I don't know.
You ever seen like heat lightning? Sometimes heat lightning moves really slow.
Yeah.
Or it appears to move slow, right? So
I don't know, man.
Who knows? It could
It
be
says
UFO.
this is, see here, it says this is over Colorado, but the caption, like half of it is in like wingdings from some other language. So it's like, is this really over Colorado? How did somebody in Saudi Arabia get this video and then repost it?
Well,
You
we
know what I
know
mean?
that they have direct energy weapons. That's a real thing. So
That
that
is.
could be a test of a direct energy weapon of some kind.
Yeah. There could be some spooky weather mod stuff that they're like, don't even know what they're doing.
Some spooky weather mod stuff for sure. I mean, I think we always forget about under the ocean, right? That, and now that said, it was in Colorado, it's obviously not under the ocean, but just as a different example, when there's weird shit like this, like we never think about like what are they doing under the ocean, right? Like what kind of, like I think there was reports of these drones coming out of the ocean, and then there
I
was
mean,
other
that's some
reports of
old.
these drones following like Coast Guard ships
Yeah.
out there. So
Yeah.
it's like, but maybe they just came from the coast. Maybe the Coast Guard is the one who launched the drones. And of course, to cover that, you say, no, they were following our ship too, bro. And it's like, okay, bro.
Part of me wants it to be real, like some real spooky stuff.
Like aliens.
Something. Make it something.
You know, okay. See, this is the thing, right? I get somewhat certain about a thing, and then you say something, and I'm like, fuck, dude, because you just made me think, and you reminded me that this is happening all over the place, not just in the United States. There's been sightings in other countries.
Other countries.
So what the fuck is that? Maybe
Blue
they are
beam.
looking for nukes.
Blue beam.
Blue beam? Yeah, that's what the whole internet is saying right now. Literally, the first thing I saw on X this morning was a post, and it was, what's in it for week 2 of Project Bluebeam? Any guesses, right? And it was like 40,000 comments. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, see, this is the grift, though. That's easy grift. That's easy, just let the CIA just letting that whole thing run because they don't want to put out that propaganda. It's got to come from within, or they're seeding it. That is a CIA op who posted what's on for Bluebeam 2 and get the whole thing going.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I saw a lot of guys posting the same thing, and it's like,
but the feds, they show up to the thing and everybody looks like a fed and they're just trying to feed the fire.
The other thing too is the memes, the meme magic, right? People, there's a rocket going off right now. My house started shaking. It's probably a fucking nuke, dude. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
You said meme magic.
Meme magic. Oh yeah. So you remember back when Trump got elected the first time and they were blaming meme magic?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yep.
No meme magic. Basically, the idea is that you can use memes, right? Just images and usually jokes and things like that to actually seed an idea in somebody's mind much more efficiently than you can with words, right? Or even like intellect or logic, right? Sometimes a joke and a meme is way more effective. So, these memes were all used on all these internet platforms, right? 4chan, Reddit, so on and so forth. And that was one of the things that got Trump elected the first time. And that's also one of the things that I think got him elected this time as well. And I think that the intelligence agencies have caught on to the meme magic. And I think at this point now they're starting to use meme magic. So when you see things like these posts, like what's in it for week 2 on Project Bluebeam, what happened is those people saw a meme or saw another post on that was probably generated by the deep state to as you say, to kind of like generate this other narrative and push this other narrative more, this Project Bluebeam narrative. I think when Project Bluebeam happens, dude, it's going to be like, there's not going to be a build up to it. It's going to be an event. The grid's just going to shut off. The internet's shutting off. There's not going to be information flow when the real Project Bluebeam happens.
Yeah, but exactly that, you have to seed the population with what it is, though, ahead of time. Because once the grid gets wiped out, you're not having necessarily like mass communications with people. You're not having, nobody's going to believe anything you say. And you know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of chaos. And if the general population is already seeded with the idea that there are extraterrestrials constantly touching down, and no matter what actually happened, everybody's going to kind of, if you can already be pointing it that way, then same like after 9/11, Anything that happened, it was terrorists. Same like Cold War. Anything that happened, it was Russia. You don't have to prime, the public's already primed. So no matter what happens, it's aliens. And this is all I think this is. It is Cold War. It is, terrorists. It is extraterrestrials. It's just the next priming. I could be wrong.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely well, there's already been talks. I've heard some people, I haven't looked into this really, but I've heard people talking about how they're already using this as a way to like pass new legislation, right? New broaden regulations and, just take more freedoms away from people because, hey, it's causing chaos, right? Like there's so much fear and anxiety in the public, and they're saying it's not a threat, but like, all of the stuff that's happening, people are shooting up in the sky, which is dangerous. And, all these things are happening. And it's like, man, are they just going to use this as another like Patriot Act situation? Like, let's just pass another law saying that we can't, and we'll just solve that problem. And don't worry about the other 8,000 pages in the law.
That might be an actual, like, legit. That's a good idea if for the government to do. I mean, if you think you got like, people are on the edge of like all this AI outsmarting jets and all this kind of stuff. If a civilian got AI outsmarting jets, open source material and got that calculation and that kind of thinking power into their own drone, and you can outfly the military with your own
They're
drone.
not even outflying the military. The military is not even.
You're outflying the military's drones.
Like, they're not even doing that. The military's not even like.
Well, no. I mean, like what you were saying before, though. Like, imagine that technology, we're getting close to the regular person having that. And so then like, oh, we have to do a thing where we can regulate this out of the general population because we don't want them to have more sophisticated equipment than us. So we got to regulate the heck out of it. So that way you can't get it. So let's make a big drone scare. And now it's drone apocalypse.
Drone apocalypse, right, man.
I mean, what you're saying, it makes sense, dude.
For those who died in the chat, did anyone talk about the drones possibly looking for the missing nuke?
Hey, dude, rewind.
How long we been streaming for, bro?
Roll that back to the beginning, dude.
You got to turn the bell on for those notifications, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, we've been talking about it, man. And basically, the only thing that you really missed is like, I don't really think it's a nuke, to be honest. I think that there's some other operation, and the government's letting the internet explode about it, and everybody's freaking out. And it's good for the government if everybody's freaking out about other shit, and they're not thinking about. Good for the pot. If they're not thinking about the Diddy files or the Epstein files or the fucking whatever else we shouldn't be thinking about. As long as we're thinking about what are the drones? What are the drones? Like that's the most important thing. And I'm guilty of it because we're literally doing a live stream about the drones right now.
Yeah, but we're squashing the drone situation though. You heard it here first. Squashing. It ain't that big of a deal. Okay,
it's not
squash it. Let's get back to
chill.
Let's get back to dids.
Just chill. Go back to work. Pay your taxes.
Let's get back to what happened to the shooter's body. And also, while we're on the topic of let's get back to the United Healthcare guy that I don't know, dude.
Bro, speaking of healthcare, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, the World Health Organization, all of them, right? All the schmucks from a couple years ago, all the big schmucks, they all got served, bro. They all got served. There's fucking big lawsuit going in. All the studies came out. I think Pfizer it was, they didn't release the information about what was it, like 8 people, I think, in their clinical trial that died from the pokey, and they basically held that information so that they can get the emergency use authorization. And all the information has come out, and all of the studies have come out, and all of them fucking lied to us, just like we said. And now they've all been served, and there are court proceedings in process currently.
I did not hear about that.
There you go.
That is nice. And you know what's crazy? That all that came out? We still don't know who shot JFK. global pandemic, everybody getting forced, you know what's? Still don't know who shot this guy, dude. Still don't know anything about the guy that took a shot at Trump.
Nope.
How do we know everything
that
about the
went away.
healthcare guy, though?
That went away, man.
Bro, we know everything about that kid. Back surgery, the Pokemon, all the stuff. Which healthcare code is like everything. We know everything about this kid. Nothing about what was that other guy's name? I don't even remember what his name is.
Crooks. Thomas Crooks.
What an op, dude. What a cleanup job.
They've gotten really, this is what I'm talking about, man. They've gotten really good at the like the PSYOP game is on the next level now, and I think it's because of the meme magic. And I don't literally mean like they're actually making memes. They probably are, but meme magic isn't just the memes, right? A meme magic can just be words. It doesn't have to be a picture. It could be a lot of things. It's just still the psychological like
It's the mechanism.
effect that it has, right? Yeah, it's like a mechanism. There you go. Thank you. But yeah, man.
Because, like, this dude, homemade suppressor, perfect, dude, perfect execution, is on 100 cameras. It's gone. He's gone. Without a trace. Gone. Gets caught with the weapon still on him in the same outfit from a McDonald's worker. Those two things don't add up.
It's a slap. I think my video is off from my audio. Is it for you or?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Weird.
You need to pause?
I hate that for myself.
You need to pause.
You can't pause. We're live. There's no pausing.
No, I mean like your video. Shut it off, turn it back on. You don't hide? Oh, I think I can hide you. Oh, crap. I don't know how to unhide him. Guys. I don't know how to unhide him. Guys, I don't know how to unhide him.
My camera.
Oh, I figured out how to do it.
Nope, still lagging. That's okay. We're almost done anyways.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's not lagging on the live. Maybe it's just what we can see. But,
it doesn't matter.
But yeah, anyway, that's an op.
That's all I got on the drones, man. I got nothing else on the drones.
I don't have
thought
anything
about
else
it
on
all
the drones
day.
either. I think it's nothing.
I am more concerned about the fucking thousands of insurgents that are here, the sleeper cells, all the ISIS and the Al Qaeda and the Taliban and the Hamas and the Hezbollah and the whoever else is here. That's who I'm more worried about at this point. I'm just kind of waiting for somebody to walk into some crowded place and clack themselves off, and then 12 more trained dudes come out of nowhere and just start taking out second wave first responders and shit. And it's just like, that's going to be crazy. And somebody's got to do something about that shit, because maybe that's what the drones are doing.
Maybe that's what the drones are doing, man. We always think the government's the bad guy, dude. But when's the government ever been the bad guy, honestly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe the government's just doing their job and being like, look, we know they're out there. We've got their signatures. We've got their, we know that they got our equipment. We can trace our own equipment. We're tracking them down. Maybe the government's the good guys.
Yeah. Kid, yeah, I know I'm a bit laggy. I don't know what happened. Just it glitched out on us, so. But I got really nothing else. So if you got nothing else, man.
Nah, man. I got spooked out about those cults, but I'm doing more research on them, though. So we can, I think maybe touch a little more on some cults and the occult next episode.
Yeah, and let's see if we can figure out your green screen for this thing, man.
Yeah, we got to figure something else out too, because
it was almost so sick. You had the GIF going, like that was almost.
I know. It probably was the fact that I did the GIF. That's probably what it was. I need to just get a stag picture. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Well, fair enough. Well, everybody, appreciate you watching. Go follow us on all the shit. We don't have anything for you to buy. So, and somebody find Russell-J. Gould.
Please.
Tell Tell him to hit us up.
Just tell them to watch.
Tell him to watch.
He'll let us up.
Bye.
Bye. And we're still.